What up, y'all? It's your boy, Tight Shirt Terry Warfield, and I am on my ZV1 today. I didn't even bring a microphone, but I'm sitting in the car waiting at Best Buy. And I thought this would be an interesting time to talk about a question. A friend of mine, what kind of hair is this on my lens? A friend of mine asked me yesterday. And basically, he said to me, like, yo, Terry, like, you super talented, you got a look, you got charisma, blah, blah, blah. Why are you wasting your time clawing and fighting in the camera and tech space when you could be doing other stuff like entertainment? Like, you got a beautiful family where you could be making entertainment and lifestyle videos and getting way more exposure and views for probably less than half the work you putting in this camera and tech space. And to me, that was a super interesting thought. I mean, I get it's pretty easy to say that as an outsider looking in, and to be honest, I've had these thoughts before. It's a lot of work. I mean, YouTube in general is a lot of work, but especially like when you are in the camera tech space, because we're all about visuals and stuff like that. Not saying that you got to do that stuff, but it's one of the things that a lot of people in my space take pride in is making sure the videos look good, sound good, blah blah blah. And a lot of times you do those videos, you put all this work into it for little to no payoff. Now, payoff is relative, right? That could also be said for a lot of other things in different genres. Just because you switch to an entertainment genre or something like that doesn't mean that you're going to be successful. It doesn't mean that it's easy. But I want to get back to the answer that I gave him. And he's asked me this more than once before. And my answer was kind of the same. Sorry if I'm jumping around. But, there's a sense of pride that comes with what I do on YouTube. I get it. I might not get the exposure. I might not go viral. I might not be the next, big celebrity on TV or nothing like that. Do I have the potential to do that stuff? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure everybody feels like they do. But, I've been told a lot of times that, you got this skill set, blah, blah, blah. But I get a lot of fulfillment and enjoyment out of doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel real good when, somebody watches one of my videos and, I like to sprinkle in motivation and stuff like that. And they say to me, yo, T, like, you helped me power through this bad situation, or your message today was a breath of fresh air, or you helped me buy this instead of that. Like, that's super fulfilling to me. And it gives me like a high almost to, like, when I make people feel a certain way and help people and stuff like that. So there is a sense of fulfillment that I get out of making these camera videos and cinematics and stuff like that. Like, I love doing it, you know what I'm saying? But there's a dark side to it. The reality is this camera space is super, and I mean super niche, right? Or niche, however you say it. Like, we're a very small bubble. Tech is also a smallish bubble. Not as small as, actually it's not small, not compared to the camera space, but I try to stay true to where my passion is. And my passion is tech, but more so is cameras, photography, filmmaking, stuff like that. So after I kind of explained that to him, he was like, well, who cares about that? Like, do you care about, having this sense of pride, etc.? Or do you care about blowing up, making money, being successful? And I said, you know what? That's another good question. And it got me thinking, like, why do I care so much to have this prideful nature and where I want to stay in this camera and tech space? Why wouldn't I just jump to another genre? Like, why not do it? Part of me is like, yo, I know I could go do something else to be way more successful at it and potentially get way more views. And we know that as content creators, all views are not created equal. Just because somebody gets 100,000 views on a video, it could be an entertainment video. They might have made $5 on that if they were able to monetize it. Conversely, in like the camera and tech space, the clicks per mile, as they call it, sometimes are a lot higher. On a 100,000 view video in the camera and tech space, you can make $600, $700, $800, $900. You know what I'm saying? That's not always typical. And then the other thing you think about is, like, if you in YouTube to do this for, professionally, how appealable is what you're doing? Like, how appealable is that to brands and, companies that want to get their products or message in front of somebody? It's not really easy for them to do that in an entertainment video. So there are levels to it, but it's a fine line to draw. Sometimes I do want to, dabble into other stuff, but as we know, like, and maybe you don't know, but when you're on YouTube and you start making videos about other topics that you typically don't cover, YouTube slaps you in the mouth for it. And it's disheartening sometimes because you put so much effort into these videos that don't fit your channel's theme, and then you get penalized for it. But at the same time, like, you don't want to feel restrictive. You don't want to feel like I can only make a certain type of content. But at the same time, it's like, do I want to grow this fast as possible, get as much money as possible, or am I doing this for personal satisfaction? And I think that's where the line has to be defined at. If you are doing this because it's something that you want to make a job out of, how many jobs are actually fun? But if you're doing this maybe to make a job out of it and to have an outlet creatively or whatever, then that answer starts to get blurred. Now, I'm not saying I'm leaving the camera space or the tech space, but what I am saying is I think I might start a second channel where I have the freedom to do what I want, whether it's family stuff, whether it's this, whether it's that. A lot of y'all argue that, like, Terry, you should do everything on your main channel. And I actually told a few of my friends, like, yo, forget a second channel, do it on your main channel. But YouTube starts to teach us that, you know, you can't deviate from the worn path on your channel. I mean, you can try to it, but a lot of times your efforts aren't successful because YouTube don't like that. So at this point, it's like, do I start a separate channel because I want to venture out and experiment and do different stuff, or do I try to do it on my main channel? I don't know. Running two channels is hard. I've tried to do it before. It's not easy. Hell, running one channel with all the stuff I have going on is hard. So how do I do it with two channels? But there's no real answer. I guess you don't really know if something's going to work until you try it. But at the same time, when you want to try new stuff on YouTube, like, YouTube don't play that. YouTube will smack you right in your mouth and say, hey, don't do that again. You need to go back and do the videos that you used to make. And then what's crazy is I'm starting to see a lot of creators with these same sentiments, these same thoughts, you know, wanting to venture out and show people who they really are. Like, you don't really want to be known for just the tech product, but it's kind of like the saying goes, you know what I'm saying? How do it go? Like, sometimes you live long enough to become the villain, or however the message goes, you get what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, even if you start YouTube, the more and more you do it, the more and more you want to be successful at it. The more and more you want to be successful at it, the smaller and smaller that box seems to get. I know I'm jumping around here, but the reality is the tech space, camera space is, although it has its problems, it's kind of good because you always have a constant influx of products. So you always have an opportunity to stay relevant because people will always be searching for new stuff. But at the same time, a lot of people in entertainment and stuff like that, they kind of fizzle out after a few years. So there's the longevity aspect of the tech and camera space. However, the growth is much, much slower, especially in the camera space. So I don't even know where I'm going with this video. I guess I'm just venting. You know, I love this community. I love, you know, making videos and being able to express myself. I just wish that YouTube worked a little different, but then at the same time, YouTube follows the habits of people. So it's kind of hard to argue with, you know, when we do try to venture out out of our typical videos that we make. Like, we've built up an audience of people who want to see a specific quote unquote type of video. And when we deviate from that, YouTube doesn't know who to send it to, because, I mean, we get into a whole lot. But again, I don't know where I'm going with this video. I'm kind of just venting. You know, y'all my folks. I love talking to y'all. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, down in the description. You know, I do feel like if I started a separate channel and did like all family stuff, or all, you know, all stuff like trolling my kids or my wife or something, I'm sure it could blow up and probably be funny. But at the end of the day, do I really want to kind of sell my soul just to get fame or success? Do I really want to live long enough in this tech space to become the quote unquote villain? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I got to get back on the road. Piece of chicken grease. I love y'all so much. Till next video, I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.